Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us today and welcome to a new Tips and Tricks session. Logging and monitoring focus on VMware Cloud and AWS are the topics today. My teammate Brenda from Cloud Customer Success team will talk about vRealize Log Inside Cloud, and I will talk about vRealize Network Inside Universal. Hello, Brenda. How are you?
Hello, welcome everyone.
Okay, let me ask you a question first. Please feel free to answer in the pool you will see in your screens. So what's your motivation for joining this session today? I am new and I am just here to learn. My company will use this solution soon. I am a current user and I want to learn more. Easy question, let's go for that. This is our agenda today. We were covering these topics through different tips that we will give you in different slides. So you will get a lot of information that will be really helpful for you guys. So let's start with monitoring. First question that I want to ask to you is about what do you think about the valid use cases for VRNI? Do you think it's for VMware Cloud, for on-premises, migration planning, troubleshooting, monitoring, compliance, all of them? Remember, you can choose multiple options. So let's go, feel free and answer the question. Let's start with the topic. Let me introduce you our new subscription model with vRealize Network Inside Universal. This new model combines together in one license SaaS and on-premises, what means you will be able to view analytics across on-premises and SaaS environments on a single dashboard. It's also important as you can start monitoring your on-premises environment and then move to SaaS later when you are ready to go there. Having our different environments on a single monitoring tool, it's great per definition, but how you consume this data is also very important. Now, with Databoost, you can stream data to a subscriber who understands HTTP protocol, like Slack or ServiceNow. Also, you can update your CMDB or based off trigger alerts, creates a new NSX firewall rule, for example. So think about the possibilities you have sending data to other solutions that you have right now in your company and the power to take decisions or automate multiple actions. Imagine every time you deploy a new VM or a new service, you can get that information and update your CMDB automatically. With, usually this is a mesh in all the company and it's so complex to get updated. We are talking about cloud environments as a standard. But to go to cloud, you need something first. In most cases, you cannot migrate until you have a complete visibility regarding your apps, networking, or security. With the Discovery Applications dashboard, you will not only discover the apps, also the flows and the networking topology. So now you have a full visibility and then you can create a plan for migrations with the rules you need to move that to the cloud, the dependencies, and so on. As you can see on the screen, this is a graphical example where you can see the dependencies between different applications. Imagine to do that with checking all the documentation you have from multiple teams on your company, which is usually complex to get up to date. I think all of us know what we are talking about. But why not to use all this information that we have from different points of view, from different tools, and share this info between these tools? For example, to speed up our troubleshooting. This is exactly what you can do now. Synchronize apps between vRealize Network Inside and vRealize Operations. So you will have the network layer plus the metrics in terms of performance, for example, together on a single dashboard, as you can see here. let's jump to something new, very useful for VMware Cloud on AWS scenarios. And this is about T0 Edge. The T0 Gateway dashboards and metrics will help you to troubleshoot monitoring proactively and planning capacity. You can find these metrics in different dashboards used to manage, for example, the NSX policies or the T0 interfaces. As you can see in this picture, the edge is a critical point to monitor on your system. And now it's possible just with a few clicks. For example, you can see different metrics. You will be able to check like the received and transmitted total bytes, total packets, and dropped packets. This is usually very helpful when you need to see the capacity and if you need more or less bandwidth on your environments. Now we know what we can do, a lot of things with this tool. Let's see how you can narrow down the root case when we are troubleshooting. This is very important, and having data is the main thing and really important, but more important is how to read it. So with these 3 simple steps, you can get success just doing something like start, navigate, and correlate info. You can start, for example, checking VMs, apps, different events. Then you can navigate through the dependencies and through the peer connectivities. And finally, you will be able to correlate that information. As the result of this methodology, you can have a dependency graphs for the entity you want to troubleshoot. That shows you possible anomalies that can influence performance and functionality. As you can see here in this graph, you have a complete path, how is everything related from AVM through the service, by the host it's running, or the NSX controller who is managing this connectivity on this VM. Other things that you can get easily, because sometimes you can feel overloaded with a lot of information, all the things you can do, you know, on VRNI, you have a search box where you can write a lot of commands and search for multiple things, but sometimes it's not so easy. So why you don't go and use the script that we have on our website? You can find in our VMware Code website something called the sample exchange. And this is a site where you will find scripts with automated tasks that you can import on your instance and apply and get the information. For example, as you can see here, there is a script where if you apply that, you will get the recommended distributed firewall rules from your environment to export to NSX or to your SDDC if you are moving to VMware Cloud on AWS. Also, it's connected to the APA documentation. So you have a lot of things out of the box that you can take it and apply on your environment. Just to finish, let me show you something really important. We have right now with vRealize Network Inside Cloud a different approach, and it's called assurance and verification. This is to move you from being reactive on your environment to proactive. It means you don't need to wait until you get triggers or alarms. You can just check your environment and get information and being proactive doing things. It's mainly to give you or to improve your network and security confidence on your environment, because with this tool, you can check if you are following the business best practices and the standard compliance checks. Don't forget that you can test all these solutions with the 30-day free trial. So this is for today, our tips for VRNI. Let's go to the next topic. Brenda, that's over to you.
Okay, I'm here to talk about vRealize Log Insight Cloud. And first, we want to do a poll question. What are the valid use cases for vRealize Log Insight Cloud? And the options are log analysis, anomaly identification, alerts and notifications, log ingestion across cloud services and on-premises applications. Now, it can be one or many of these answers. While you're answering that poll question, we will go ahead and move to the next slide. So vRealize Log Insight is VMware's SaaS-based log management solution that allows customers visibility across public and private clouds through log aggregation, analytics, and root cause determination. It can bring log data from your entire environment, enabling actionable insights that can help address security and operational issues. It contains a built-in knowledge and native support for a wide variety of solutions, offering more than 100 content packs for a broad range of VMware, cloud providers, and third-party hardware and software solutions. Log Insight enables administrators to connect to everything in their environment to provide enterprise-wide visibility, and users are able to create custom alerts, dashboards, allowing for organizational priorities to be monitored more closely and to provide a holistic view that enables rapid root cause determination. Now, I wanted to review the results of the poll question. The poll question was here. The results are that all of these are use cases of vRealize Log Insight Cloud. It does log analysis, anomaly identification, alerts and notification, and log ingestion. There are several options for ingesting logs into vRealize Log Insight Cloud. On the top left, we have the remote cloud proxy. It's a small virtual appliance that aggregates your logs, typically deployed at a remote data center, such as your on-prem location or branch offices. Then it compresses and encrypts the data before sending it back to Log Insight Cloud. On the bottom left, we also have REST API ingestion. You can obtain an authentication token, and then it will push logs from any log collection agent. And top right, VMware Cloud on AWS integration. Now this integration is actually automatic, so you don't have to do anything to have all of your logs from vRealize Log Insight. I'm sorry, from vRealize Cloud on AWS pushed to vRealize Log Insight. And then we also offer a native AWS integration where CloudWatch and CloudTrail logs can be sent directly to Log Insight Cloud. So what this allows is for you to view logs from all of your sources holistically in one place. This slide here just shows a sampling of some of the many content packs that are available across the top 3 public clouds, AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. Now, content packs contain dashboards, extracted fields, and I'll explain those a little bit later, alerts, and queries, built-in queries. Now these will help you in that it already kind of identifies some of the key performance indicators, but you can on your own create custom queries and custom dashboards to focus on the elements that are important to you. Use cases for Log Insight Cloud is to reduce system downtime through intelligent alert management. And again, like I said earlier, custom alerts can be created so that you can focus on what's important to your organization. Artificial intelligence, machine learning capabilities, and identifying critical issues across the environment through analytics and event trends. It's easy and Cloud Insight to see the trends as they're happening across your logs. And all of this leads to a correlation of data that allows for improved root cause analysis and hopefully quicker root cause determination. All right, so this screen here shows what it looks like to explore when you're exploring your logs. Now, up on the top two left arrows, the first one shows where you can just do a simple search. The second is pretty self-explanatory. You can filter. So there's several options if you expand the drop downs there to filter, to include or exclude certain terms. It works as traditional filters do, so there's not a lot of surprise there. Now, on the bottom left green arrow, those are extracted fields from the log entry just above them. Now, this is very helpful in that you don't have to read through lines and lines of logs and get lost in the log. You can simply look at these extracted fields to find the data that you want. Over on the right hand side, the right green arrow, these are extracted fields as well. And if you were to click on one, and in this case it's showing that app name has been clicked, it will show you the values and then a count of those values for all of the logs that are included in your query. Now this is very helpful in that it allows you to realize trends more easily. And also, I wanted to point out that these queries that you create or that have already been created, these can be saved and they can be added to custom dashboards at any time. All right, and here's another query. I put this in here because I wanted to point out that you have options in regards to how this information is presented to you. You can group, and in this case, they grouped this graph based on the user so that they could see the trends for when a user is logging out. You can actually, with this graph, see the number of times the specific users have logged out. And by adding the group in there, it separates the data by the specific user. And one other thing that I wanted to point out with extracted fields is that you can create your own. So there's several built in with the content packs, but you can also create your own if there's a field of interest that doesn't already have one. So in this case, API invocations is not already an extracted field. So the administrator would simply highlight that extracted field and select to extract it, and then fill out a bit of information about that field. And then it would be added to your extracted fields for you to perform further analysis. All right, and then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the dashboard. So depending on the number of content packs that you have and the number of custom dashboards you create, you could end up with a large grouping of dashboards. And that's where it kind of becomes important to understand which dashboards are going to be important to you. You can filter these dashboards based on keywords, tags, content packs, or the creator. And a use case for this would be, so if a specific team needs to view a set of dashboards, you can tag those dashboards and allow them access. Excuse me, I had a cough there. All right, moving on to the next slide. Pablo, did you want to take over?
Yeah, don't worry. So we really value your feedback. Okay, so you can make your questions or share your ideas, or which are the topics that you'd like to hear about in incoming sessions. Okay, so please don't be shy. Ask questions on the chat or on the Q&A panel that you have, the option that you have on Zoom. Okay. So I don't know if we have any questions around, but in the meantime, just for the second question that I did at the beginning about what are the valid use cases for VRNI, and the options were VMware Cloud, on-premises, migration planning, troubleshooting, monitoring, and compliance. I have to say that all of them are valid use cases for VRNI. Right now, also as login site or VRNI are solutions that are covering a lot of aspects, and they are like 360 applications. Okay, it's not just login information or just monitoring information. You can correlate all the information, cross information between solutions, having dashboard by default, because a while ago doing some dashboard were really complex. Okay, and right now you have a lot of information out of the box in the product. I don't know, Brenda, if you want to add something more here, or
Thank you for taking over for me. I had a tickle in my throat. So yeah, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. And similar to Pablo's question with vRealize Network Insight, the Log Insight poll, all of the answers were use cases as well. All right, so we have additional resources that you can go to for information, and the URLs to these will be in the chat window. So the first one is VMware Cloud Tech Zone. This is an excellent resource to understand the specifics of the solutions, how to implement it, the architectures, things such as that. The second is VMware Cloud Customer Success Community. The community sites are always helpful. And then the last one is the VMware Cloud on AWS homepage, which you can find a large amount of information and additional resources for all of these solutions.
I will recommend a lot the Cloud Customer Success Community, because some of us VMware employees are connected and we are answering actively all your questions. So it's not about community between users, it's also we are answering questions there, so you can get some support from our side. Go in there and you can check all the posts. Sometimes we're adding new information or new documents that are up to date on these solutions.
Okay, if you would like to continue the conversation, we are available on LinkedIn, and you can also reach out to your account teams if you would like to discuss your options specifically to your environment. Again, LinkedIn for both of us. Feel free to ask questions there as well. And if there are no questions, then I would like to thank you all for your time, and I appreciate you all joining the session today.